this season in the circle for the Jayhawks. Kansas was swept by BYU this past weekend. Hamilton finished Sunday with a complete game loss. And that's kind of been a reflection of their entire season. Going the distance, but coming up just a little short. This is a Kansas team that was ranked in the top 20 earlier in the season and comes into this one losers of 10 straight. Their postseason life is on the line.
Yes, their postseason is on the line, and 24 Hamilton, she carries a lot of that weight, and she's carried the distance for this team, and you can see that she likes to work quick. She works up in the zone. She has that curve, avoid her lefties. She's got some good off speed, but when she's moving that ball around, she's hard to hit.
Hitters count right now for Boutte. Right down Main Street, 2-1 count. Tennessee transfer, fouls it away. Counts even at 2-2. The winner of today's game will play tomorrow. They will face Oklahoma. And you don't want to go anywhere because following this one, we have Iowa State and Texas Tech coming up next. 8 home runs on the season for Boutte, 24 RBI. This is a team that can get hot fast and put the ball out of the park. Hamilton spins it. Skips on the dirt. Count goes full.
And the approach against Hamilton, if I am Boutte, is looking something middle out, getting on the plate. As you can see her, she's trying to let the ball travel, let it get deep, that last ball that she fouled back.
Struck her out. Hamilton, excited and sore, the Jayhawk fans.
And you can see this little curveball that almost appears to be a backdoor, but it sneaks right over the plate. That's just too close of a pitch on 2 strikes to take.
Rowan skies it to center field. Coming over is Price, who squeezes it. So far, so good for Hamilton.
Yeah, and that's going to be a good key for the Cougars is the strike zone. Coming into the game, and we had some good conversations about the strike zone in the Big 12 and how small it is. But it's going to be important for them to not let that be a factor in their offensive game. Swing early. I liked Rollins' approach, swinging that first pitch.
Coleman lays down a bunt. Anderson, too late. Yeah, that was a great conversation. We had a chance to talk with Coach Vesely yesterday, as you had mentioned. And coming from the American, it was just a different strike zone.
Different strike zone, and she also talked about, too, doing exactly what Coleman did, is trying to create some havoc and putting the ball in play, putting down bunts. That's going to be the difference for them. Not playing that traditional ball expected is what's going to get them to get this W today.
Coleman down at first base with 6 stolen bases. Lyric Moore behind the dish for Kansas. Coleman will be careful to test her. Moore has thrown out 11 base runners this season. That's a Big 12 high. And earlier today was named to second team All Big 12. Cantu swings and misses. Moore with that cannon just moments late. Hamilton up in the count and in rhythm. Hamilton misses the mark. Count evens up at 2-2. 2 more strikeouts for Casey Hamilton, and that'll be 100 on the season. Good look at Cantu from League City, Texas. Off and running is Coleman. Wow, Moore was delayed on the skip and still almost got it.
Moore has a cannon behind the plate, and still on that pitch was a changeup. Coleman had a nice, decent lead. And if you take a look, her lead is safe, but the throw still almost gets her in time.
And you mentioned it, off-speed pitch, skipped into her mitt and still was in the game. 3-2 pitch coming. Strike 3. 99 strikeouts on the season for Casey Hamilton. 2 in the top of the first. Jayhawks coming to bat here in Oklahoma City as the Big 12 tournament rolls on. For Kansas to improve their case to make the postseason. Presley Limbaugh set to start things off for the Jayhawks. Haley Kripe leading the team in doubles, RBIs with 34 and doubles with 10. We'll see her in the 4-hole. Limbaugh, the slapper. And there's our starting pitcher this afternoon. Shelby Smith, transfer from Seton Hall, is a workhorse.
Yeah, she is a workhorse in the circle, and she's done a ton for the Cougars in the circle. And similar to Hamilton, a lefty pitcher, she's got that curve working away from lefties. She also will mix in that north and south, and she has a very, very effective off-speed as well.
Smith staring into the eyes of Limbaugh. Slap foul. Now, the second time I mentioned the word slap, Limbaugh is a slapper. You were a slapper, down 0-2 in the count. Does that approach change at all?
Not at all. I mean, your whole approach as a slapper is to put the ball in play. And so even if you've got 2 strikes, maybe you slow down your approach and slow down through the box. The main goal is to put the ball in play.
Not everybody could get down to first base in under 3 seconds, like you could.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if that could even stand. I'm an oldie now. way retired.
Limbaugh continues to fight. As a lucky fan collects a softball. Smith just misses.
And you can see this is her off speed. It works down and away. And Presley doing a good job of slowing herself down and holding those hands back.
Limbaugh right back up the middle. Nice glove work by Smith. What up on that?
Number 49, right fielder.
Smith is versatile as it is. We will see her hitting in the 7-hole as we get a look at the defense of the Houston Cougars. Kennedy Thomas in center field. Keep your eye on her, one of the great athletes that Coach Vesey's team has. Lined right into the glove of Lorenzo. Quick at bat for Lindoff.
Number 3, catcher.
2 down.
She's playing her right where she needs to be, and that is easy play, making it look easy.
Getting a good look at Lyric Moore, the senior from Mountain House, California. Coach McFall says she is a coach's dream. And you see the graphic there, just named in second team All Big 12 earlier in the day.
This is Shelby Smith's rise ball, and it's just a low rise. And what's so beautiful about that pitch, she can throw it for a strike. She can locate it.
opposite field. Just foul. Would have been extra bases for Moore.
Moore just doing a good job on this pitch on the outer half of not doing too much, keeping her hands inside, letting that ball travel, letting it get deep.
Offering outside. Two offering coming to Lyric Moore. Opposite field again, foul again.
You can just tell by Moore's fouling off and like she's just letting the ball travel. She's seeing it well. She's seeing it deep. She's not doing too much. She's letting Shelby Smith supply the power.
Has extended Smith's pitch count this inning to 12. Count goes full. Smith, first team All Big East last year at Seton Hall. Grad transfer over to Houston. Has been a lighthouse of consistency for an up and down season the Cougars have had. How about that at bat by Lyric Moore?
That's a great, incredible at bat right there. Just seeing a lot of pitches, but you know, I was right with Shelby Smith on that last pitch. She tries to go with that rise on the inner half because you can see how well Moore was tracking and letting the ball get deep. And if you try to go something high and in, that speeds it up for Moore a little bit. It makes her have to work a little bit quicker, but trying to locate that first strike would have got the job done.
So first base runner of the day for the Jayhawks. 8 stolen bases for Lyric Moore as we look at Haley Kripe. Moore off and running. Slides safely into second base. Runner in scoring position for Kripe. Hitting .321 with runners in scoring position. Rise ball high. 3-0. What are you trying to do here in the box if you're Kripe?
If I'm Kripe, you know, I would have taken Moore's at bat to my knowledge of just letting the ball travel and like getting back in the box, getting on the plate, looking for something middle out. She's doing a good job, and you know Shelby Smith is having a hard time trying to get anything on the inner half. Most of her strikes are coming on the outer half.
18th start of the season for Smith, 36th appearance. .30 pitch for Kripe, taken all the way. 3-1. Kripe has had a fantastic season. Batting .283 with 6 home runs and one of the worker bees on this team, Coach McFalls told us. So Smith continues to battle. Full count. Moore down at second base. Payoff pitch coming. Postseason baseball from Oklahoma City. Slapped into right center field. Off the wall, gone. Just got over the wall. I thought it had a chance to stay in the yard. It did not. A 2-run shot for Haley Kripe.
And Kripe, what a battle that was, and just a good job of just seeing a lot of pitches, letting the ball travel, looking middle out, keeping your hands inside, staying in your legs. If you just take a look at her swing, you can see this ball traveling, letting it get deep. She keeps those hands inside, doesn't do too much. And again, it was effortless power. It didn't look like it was out right off the bat. I thought it maybe.
Lydia Bruno takes ball one. Bruno no slouch when it comes to power. 24 career home runs. That's 9th all time in the Jayhawks record book. From Topeka, Kansas, just like the pitcher Hamilton. We've got a quick conference in the circle.
And that was one of the things that the Cougars talked about for pitching wise is getting ahead of hitters. You know, you see now Shelby Smith, she's behind 2-0 in the count, but that's going to be a key for them defensively and pitching with their batteries, making sure that they're getting ahead of hitters.
What's this conversation right here?
It's use your defense. It's, you know, utilize the strike zone, you know, don't work on the edges, but, you know, now you're behind. If you can just rely on your defense, work on trying to get some pop-ups or ground balls, either way, that works.
Cougars come together, and order is restored. 2-0 count. Ball 3. Skips over the plate. Two quick outs to start the inning for Smith, but it has been rocky since then. Over for a strike. Coming up on her 25th pitch. Blooper, and it drops. Another runner aboard.
And the Jayhawks just doing a good job of seeing a lot of pitches, making Shelby Smith throw a lot of pitches, and then executing once they see a good pitch to hit. And the pitch that they're hunting, they're doing a good job of being aggressive on those.
Ripped down the line. Laying out for it is Rowan. Can't get it. Runners now at first and second. Jayhawks heating up.
And Campbell Bagshaw just doing an aggressive job. Swinging first pitch. Sees this pitch middle in. Turns on it. And picks up her first hit of the tournament.
Right over the plate, showing some heat. Hometown girl. Oh, 2 to Rozak. Working on the timing. 12 strikeouts on the season for Rozak. Dangerously close to 13.
And Shelby Smith's doing a good job of responding, you know, getting 2 strikes, now ahead in the count. And that's been one of the things that they're working on, is making sure you are attacking the zone, attacking it early.
Popped up. Shouldn't be a problem. Lorenzo puts it away. But the damage is done. 2-0 Kansas, thanks to a 2-run shot in her 8th season as the Cougars head coach. Played at Oklahoma where she was an All-American, and we had a great conversation with her 2 days ago where you felt like this is a winner. You love the way she talked, and she has this confidence that just oozes off her. You feel like she's doing things the right way.
Yeah, I really appreciated the conversation with her, and I loved her calmness, just her approach, and just, obviously, yes, the Cougars have faced a lot of adversity this season, but her even keelness and just the positivity that she had of still being able to instill some greatness in her team.
So Thomas is hit by the pitch and heads to first base.
You can see this pitch just runs in on Thomas. She doesn't really have anywhere to go on this pitch, and take her base on that.
Thomas, transfer from Cal. Slap foul by Aguilar.
Just a lot of speed with Thomas on first. 13 steals on the season, and I had the pleasure of watching her at Cal Berkeley, and she is just incredible lightning speed on the bases.
And that fits right into the formula here for winning for the Cougars. Coach Vesely told us they're going to be aggressive, they're going to attack. Elk Grove, California native is Thomas from the Sacramento area. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, and I love what Coach Vesely said. She said, I want to out-athlete Kansas, just put runners on, just create some havoc. We don't want to play that traditional ball. We want to put balls in play, keep running. And so I love that approach.
Attack, play hard. She said we want to be wedding crashers. Kick the door down. Counts even at 2-2. Coach Vesely said we have, as far as athletes are concerned, player to player, probably the most athletic team in the conference, or one of them. Fouled away by Aguilar.
And doing a great job during the offseason. 11 of the 23 have transferred from Power 5 schools, and they've picked up some great hitters, some great players. In the offseason, if you're having any eye on the transfer portal, and when you saw all of these hitters, you're like, okay, you've got an eye on the Cougars because they've picked up some incredible athletes.
Yeah, she told us they put together a top 25 team. Aguilar waits on it. Hamilton whips it down to second base, and Kripe can't get it over in time to Bagshaw. So a fielder's choice, one down.
Now batting for Houston, number 23, Shelby Smith.
Brings up the dual threat, Shelby Smith. Hamilton whips it opposite field for Smith, trying to help her own cause. Here comes Aguilar to third. She's standing up. Runners now at the corners. Cougars in business.
And Shelby Smith said, you know what? I'm going to help myself out a little bit here. I am going to take this ball game into my hands. And just an incredible job here of just looking opposite side. I just love all of the opposite sides hitting that we're seeing today. Just keeping your hands inside the ball, not trying to do too much.
Brings up Katie Repa as we see Smith. Scooting in on the left side. Big cut there, swinging out of her shoes is Repa. 0-1.
And this is Hamilton's curve on the outer half, her backdoor curve.
Repa skies it. Coming over to make the play in foul territory is Linduff. Tagging to score is Aguilar, but out at second base. Home plate umpire says the run does score and counts. Mike Burwell all over that one behind the dish. So Jayhawks out of the inning, but not before a few games here in Oklahoma City. And they do that today. Ashlyn Anderson steps into the batter's box and takes strike one.
Yeah, and she just loves that, the fact that it's even a conversation that they could potentially be in postseason. And so she's just proud of that, and she wants her team to take a little bit of pressure off themselves, approach this as an opportunity. This is exactly where they wanted to be. This was a big goal for them coming into the season, was just to be able to talk about going to postseason.
And she talked about attacking and being the aggressor, and we saw that last inning with 2 outs. The Jayhawks conjure up 2 runs. 1-1 pitch, foul away. Fifth-year senior, Ashlyn Anderson. Slaps it in the right field. Diving is Wilkins. Ball goes to the wall. Coming around second into third. Sliding head first. Anderson with the triple to start off the second inning.
Anderson, I mean, just the amount of right side hitting that we are seeing today. Both of these teams are displaying a hitting clinic, but this is just a beautiful piece of hitting. Again, not doing too much.
In the 9-hole, takes ball 1. Price has started all 52 games for the Jayhawks this season. Speed merchant with 12 stolen bases. Hitting .295, getting on base for her can lead to 2 bases. Skies it into center field. Thomas puts it away. They're tagging up and sliding across the plate is Anderson. 3-1 Jayhawks. Price gets the RBI.
And just a productive out by the Jayhawks. Getting that sac fly. And doing exactly what they said that they were going to do. Push some runs across, manufacture runs. That's a big one right there from Price.
Turns the lineup over. Limbaugh grounded back to the pitcher. Coming on to try to grab that one. Another Cougar lays out and just can't get it. That time it was Thomas. And the hit parade continues for the Jayhawks in the bottom of the second.
Just a beautiful hard slap from Presley Limbaugh. Just, again, something on the outer half, not doing too much, gets to contact, gets this to the outfield, and a great play by Kennedy. Presley wins that battle.
Beats it right down the line. Cantu is there. And the fielder's choice is made when Lorenzo steps on the bat.
Great heads-up play by Cantu, of just knowing how fast the ball got to her, getting rid of it quick. Eliminating some speed off the bases by getting Limbaugh off. Out.
Well, Limbaugh is off. Moore, who walked in her first plate appearance and scored a run, hitting .297 on the season, tied for the lead in home runs with 6. She is all business.
I would even argue to say that Moore's last at bat was the momentum starter for the Jayhawks. I mean, just how deep she was going into the count, how long she was, or so how far she was seeing pitches and how deep she was seeing them and fouling them off. That was a great at bat.
Smith once again behind in a count. It feels like she's been playing catch up all afternoon long.
And that's one of the things that Coach Vesley, has stressed is, getting early in the count, and those things always come back to haunt us. At one point in the season, 88% of leadoff walks that they had were scoring runs.
That one has eyes. More on base once again. Great job going the other way. And that's something that you sort of touched on. In her last at bat, she had those 2 foul balls down the line and does it again.
I mean, this is going to be the common thread of the day. Everybody going right side. I mean, this is just incredible hitting, though. I mean, it's not often that you see a ton of hitters going right side and on both sides.
Inside for Kripe. .36 RBIs on the season for Kripe. Has a chance to add to that number. Ahead in the count 1-0. Hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. Chopper. Get to see Smith's glove work again, and the Cougars out of a jam. 1 run comes across. Kansas lead swells to 3-1. Cougars coming back.
Keep your spring.
The Red Raiders marching into the stadium behind them. It's that time of year. You just gotta love it. Bunt is fouled away by Jordy Wilkins.
Pete, when we walked up today, and this was your first time here.
You saw me.
I mean, at Devon Stadium, and it's just as soon as you walk in through those gates, like I immediately got chills, and it took me back to player days. But anytime you're just in this arena, it's just softball elevated, and you can just feel it as soon as you walk in.
It is instant goosebumps. And that was instant heat down in the count 0-2. Wilkins way behind that one. .02 pitch from Hamilton. Tried to paint the corner and missed.
And I love Hamilton's tempo, her pace. She works really quick. She doesn't really waste much time after she gets the signs, and she just attacks the zone. Great presence.
Fouled away by Wilkins. How important is that tempo for a pitcher in the circle? Or I guess I should ask you, how tough is that on a batter when it just keeps coming at you? Because you guys, being the elite softball players, you young women, talk about those 3 to 5 seconds or 7 seconds being so important before the pitch takes place.
Right. Well, as a hitter, you're trying to control the tempo. You're trying to control your mindset, your brain. And so when a pitcher's working fast, it disrupts that and makes you have to speed up a little bit.
Wilkins is disruptive.
Hamilton is so disruptive today. I mean, just look at this pitch. It is her rise on the outside corner, and She is so effective today.
For Casey Hamilton, 3 on the day. That is 100 on the season. Top of the lineup for the Cougars, Lair Boutte takes ball 1. Boutte struck out in her first at bat. Boutte didn't like it. Counts even at 1-1. Ball is low. Ahead in the count now is Boutte at 2-1. Coach Vesley told us that she is having her best season. And this is somebody who was prolific at Tennessee.
Right, and when she said that, I was like, wow, okay, let me go look at the numbers. And she's right. I mean, obviously she knows what she's doing and she knows what she's talking about. But, I mean, that just, is a testament to being comfortable and being in a place where you want to be. And just being in an environment that is allowing you to thrive and that you feel that. And so just to see her have a season like she's having and have the impact that she's having, it's fun to watch.
She says she can tell that these kids just love each other and they love being coached and they play with a sense of pride. Obviously, it's been a tough year for them with injuries to the pitching staff and coming over from the American, but they continue to fight. Two-two pitch coming to Boutte. 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Hamilton, who is rolling and excited about it.
Hamilton is making it look easy, making this rise ball jump out of the zone. Man, what a pitch.
Rollin, who flew out to center field in her first at bat. At any time, Rollin can change a game. She can hit bombs if she takes ball 2. An exciting player to watch, especially when she gets a hold of it.
Talk about quick hands. Jasmine Rollins has some of the quickest hands I've seen. I got to follow her as well at Arizona State last year. And just some of the balls that she hit out got out quick.
She hit one against Oklahoma in Norman at Love's Field. I still don't know if it's landed.
It's still going.
Hamilton really didn't give her anything to hit. So Rollin is aboard with 2 out in the top of the 3rd. Was that fine design there, staying away from her, 2 out?
Yeah, Rollin is definitely a hitter that can hurt you if you get that too close over the heart of the plate. So I appreciate that walk. That's not something that's going to hurt you there.
Korea Coleman steps in and takes strike 1. Coleman named the 2nd team All Big 12 earlier in the afternoon. 377 on the season with 8 home runs. Every time you see one of these Houston batters come into the batter's box, you think, well, hitting is not a problem for them. Chopper coming over to make the play as Cripe fields it cleanly. She has that golden glove this season at shortstop. Cripe has been flawless, and really so far today has Casey Hamilton been. Jayhawks up 3-1. We'll step aside.
Keep your spring going.
1 run.
And they are up 3-1. Kansas is, as the damage was minimized by the Jayhawks, who will have a shot at it now to extend the lead as Olivia Bruno Ahead in the count 1-0. You see the graphic, Paige Hulsey, the new right fielder for the Cougars. Bruno nowhere close. Paige Hulsey from Tomball, Texas. Spent her entire career at UH. Graduate school right now. 1-1 pitch. As we see Bruno, we just talked about Hulsey. You have a familiar experience. I mean, obviously played your entire career at UCLA, Southern California girl.
Yes.
How much does it mean to be able to play at home?
It means a lot. I mean, just being able to play 4 years there and play at home, just being close to home, that was super important to me, picking a college where I can be in front of my family and be in front of my friends. So it's huge to be able to have that honor to play close to home.
Smith, whatever answers she had or questions she had, they could not be answered by Bruno. She was fooled twice there. Bagshaw 1-for-1 on the day single. Takes ball 2. Two runs for the Jayhawks in the bottom of the first, 1 run in the bottom of the second. Nobody on right now, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Fouled away. Bagshaw really has emerged this season as a sophomore. A free swinger at the plate. Lays off there. 3 of them.
Yeah, and Coach talked about how she's just really gone in and honed in on her craft and was in the weight room all summer and all fall, just trying to work on improving, getting better. A smart player, just has a high softball IQ and just loves to learn and loves to be around the game.
Some strength to go with that IQ as she built herself up in the offseason, but grounds out to Lorenzo. 3 putouts so far for Lorenzo. A couple of pop-ups and that grounder.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 1, Sarah Rozak.
Rozak 0 for 1 today. Two outs, bottom of the third, 2-0 count. Rozak awaits. Big 12 softball tournament from Oklahoma City. Hits that right on the screws. But another nice play is made by Lorenzo, who guns it over to Cantu. And the first scoreless inning for the Cougars has just taken place. We head to the top of the 4th. We'll come back with Houston head coach Kristen Vesley.
Keep your spring going.
I think she's competing, which is a huge strength of hers, so we want her to continue to do that for us the rest of the game, give us a chance.
Now, you seem super intense, and we know you are, but you were just singing a little bit in the break with us, singing some of the songs coming over the loudspeaker, and we see your team, they're so energetic. You guys got to be feeling good about your chances, even though you're trailing 3-1.
We have the juice, we got the bats. Just got to make sure we stay in it. Like you said, loosen up, find joy, can continue to compete.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bree Cantu starting off the meat of this order in the cleanup spot, and that Texas Tech dugout. You see the smiles, and you heard the word joy. Excuse me, the Houston dugout. And you really do feel that joy.
You totally do, and I have loved watching Houston this season. I mean, just so much energy you can see right now in the dugout. And she says that they are a team of personalities. Like, there's a ton of personalities, whether they like something or don't like it, you are going to know. And I think it shows in their style of play. Like, they just play with a lot of fun, a lot of passion, and just even from talking to her, I told you, I was pumped up after talking to her. Just so inspired about her energy and positivity.
Cantu, the first baseman, swings through that, counts even at 1-1. Cantu, who has covered a lot of the state of Texas in her college career, started off at Texas Tech, then transferred to Texas, and now is at UH. We talked about the team being lighthearted. She is one of those personalities. Likes to cut up, has a lot of fun.
And just playing loose. I mean, I think when the Cougars are playing their best ball, they're playing loose. They're playing fun. They're not pressing. Playing with some passion.
2-1 pitch gets away from Hamilton high. Count goes 3-1. Hamilton has allowed just 1 run on 2 hits. Top of the 4th, issues a walk. Just her 2nd of the day.
Now batting number 9, Kennedy Thomas.
Kennedy Thomas will step into the circle, step into the batter's box. She was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. Line foul.
And again, with a player like Kennedy Thomas, when we talked to Coach Vesely, she talked about we're not going to play that traditional ball. We're getting runners on, we're swinging, we're going to create some havoc, we're going to do the unthinkable things. And even right there, Kennedy Thomas is, one of your speedsters. You would think maybe she might square to bunt in the situation, but they're down by 2. Let's put some runners on. Let's try to poke some more singles, some more hits.
Bunt foul. Down on the count now, 0-2. .356 on the season for Thomas. .384 with runners on base. Cantu down at first. Nobody out. Fouled away. Thomas hit leadoff for a good portion of the season. Now on the 5-hole. Count goes to 1-2. Cougars began the season 10-1 in non-conference play, and then, well, the Big 12 happened.
Yeah, and just talking to Coach about the Big 12 is just you don't get a weekend off, right? You're facing some tough competition, some elite hitters, great pitching.
Opportunity for a double play. Jayhawks turn it. Couldn't have come at a better time. Takes the air out of the Houston round.
And Rozak doing a great job of stopping this threat, getting that ball off, and pulling up with a double play. I mean, that's just stopping the momentum right there.
What do you think about that?
And I was just going to say, I think she might be safe there. And
Big smiles right now from Kansas. This is officially under review.
Last play is
And Thomas doing a good job of touching the front part of the bag. And, you know, as a young player, you were taught that. Touch the front part of the bag, because that's the difference between being called safe and out. And I think she's safe on
They being the umpires. I bumped into a couple of them while we were getting ready to go over to the ballpark from the hotel. By the way, thanks for the ride. They said, hey, go easy on us. I said, come on, you guys won't need any help. They said, we probably won't.
And especially with replay nowadays, I mean, you know, I talk about with my buddies, you know, if we would have had replay, there would have been a ton of games that we probably would have lost, that we won, that we actually won. But just the difference, let's run back the tape and let's get this call right.
Well, no better time like right now.
Right.
We're in the postseason. A win for Kansas could completely change their potential for the postseason. And the call is overturned. Runner is ruled safe. We saw Leah Dom, the third base umpire, make that change.
now batting for Houston, number 32, Bethany Aguilar.
So Thomas is down at first. As Dom made the signal. And Aguilar at the plate. Throws her bat at it. Nothing doing there, 0-1. Aguilar, fielder's choice, and scored a run. The freshman has been stellar this season, and her production earned her a spot on the Big 12 freshman team, second team all-freshman. Became a starter in the middle of the season and has not looked back. Thomas down at first, one out. Count goes 0-2, overpowered by Hamilton.
And great pitch to go after for Aguilar. If I'm her, I'm looking something middle out. Again, you know, where the theme of the day is going right side, but I'm looking to take something right side. Hit behind the runner.
Fouled away just beyond the Houston dugout. Rise ball, ball one. Another strikeout for Hamilton, fifth of the day.
Hamilton has just been rolling. This rise ball has been money all day, picking up her 5th K on the day.
Aguilar didn't have a chance, and that is just a veteran, an elder statesman working on a freshman there. Fouled away. Hamilton has done a terrific job of getting ahead. 7 of her 12 first pitch strikes for Hamilton. Excuse me, 7.
I think that's been the difference for the Jayhawks and the Cougars. I mean, just the Cougars getting behind and not getting ahead in counts.
Popped up.
Circle.
Coming over to make the play is Bagshaw. And the Cougars had hoped for a big inning, but they leave one stranded. We're in the middle of the 4th. Coming back with Coach Jennifer McFalls.
At At KFC?
But she's in control. She's swinging at good pitches. She's having a great eye, and she's swinging about well for us right now. Those are big momentum opportunities, and we just got to continue to capitalize on those.
All right, Coach, thanks for sharing the time. We'll let you get to it.
Thank you.
Ashlyn Anderson heads to the plate, and she did seem thrilled so far with what she's gotten from Hamilton. This has to be close to best case scenario.
Absolutely, and she knows that with Hamilton, that she's going to put them in a good position to win. You know, her biggest worry was runs and offense, and, just if we can get on the board, we know that Hamilton can take it home for us.
Beaten to shortstop. Lorenzo in the hole. That kind, she couldn't pull a rabbit out of her hat. And safe at first is Anderson.
But I'm liking what I'm seeing with Lorenzo. I mean, just the ground that she is covering, so smooth with her glove work, and even that ball in the 5-6 hole, a little bit of difficulty taking her away from first base, but I mean, just impressed of just her ability to cover ground and using that glove work.
Has shown great range all afternoon long. Showing some stellar work there is Coleman. And that's why she is second team All Big 12. On fire at the plate and on fire behind the dish.
Count me up, Coleman. Right off the bat, she's looking for and comes out hard for this. And this is a huge play right here. Stopping some momentum for the Jayhawks.
Presley Limbaugh. Single. Grounded back to home plate. Fouled away. Really, as the day continues to move forward, the fans now entering the stadium here, you're feeling that energy. You're starting to really feel it pick up, feeling like mayhem, postseason baseball, right?
Yeah, postseason softball, we're here. It's like the best time of season, and you love this time of year, and you could just feel it. You can feel it in the air, and a lot of softball fans are happy right now.
From the softball capital of the world here in Oklahoma City. Anderson down at first. Smith in the circle. Ahead in the count 2-1. Limbaugh. Laying out for that one is Lorenzo. Couldn't get it, and the slapper succeeds.
Presley Limbaugh, she does such an incredible job of reading the defense and just seeing that the outfielders were shaded her left. Lorenzo was shaded her in the 5-6 hole. There was a big hole up the middle, so thinking hard slap up the middle all day.
Linduff in the box with runners on first and second. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. 18 RBI on the season. Anderson at second. Limbaugh at first. Linduff 286 with runners in scoring position. Counts at 1-1. Smith continues to battle in the circle.
In battling, I mean, she's trying to work ahead, trying to get those first 2 pitches to be strikes, attacking the zone, using her defense.
Heady pitcher. Gets ahead in the count now, 1-2. With 2 on and 1 out, facing the heart of the Kansas order. Lindoff drops it into center field, and the bases are juiced. We've talked all afternoon about the stellar play from Lyric Moore. She will have a shot at making some serious noise as we get another look at this.
Ainsley Lindoff, just a great piece of hitting here, of hitting this ball, keeping it in the center of the field, especially with runners in scoring position, the most perfect place that you can place that on the field, and just singling them to death, not doing too much.
Some smiles from the Jayhawks. Conversation taking place in the circle. 68 pitches so far on the day for Smith. Giving up 9 hits and 3 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Gave up the home run early in the game. Also singled to help her cause earlier.
There's no doubt that she is working out there, and this is just a pivotal moment too. If you can stop the bleeding here to keep yourself within 2 runs, you know, I would play my defense back, work the double play, be trying to get a ground ball here if I'm the Cougars.
And you hear coaches tell their pitchers, tell their defense, hey, we're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Lyric Moore, earlier in the day, named 2nd team All Big 12. Leads the team with 6 home runs, 25 RBIs, hitting .297 on the year. Not the person you want to see right now for Smith. 1-0 pitch. Knocks it right down to third base, but Rollin gets the force at home plate, and the lead stays at 3-1.
And Rollins so savvy on this play. Doesn't rush, doesn't panic. Knew exactly where she was going before the ball was hit to her. And that's a big out right there.
They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Lofted into center field. Going back is Thomas. It goes to the wall. Kripe delivers again. Everybody scores. 5 RBIs on the day for Kripe. She's got a home run and a bases clearing double. And a huge smile.
Wow, what a moment for Kripe. I mean, just incredible hitting here. And if you can just see her hands just so effortless to the ball as she gets her bat head to get that ball out in front, taking this ball deep center. And again, the ball, if you were here, you can see it was almost lifting. It didn't seem like it was going to get out again. Or it seemed like it was going to get out. Incredible hitting.
6-1 Kansas. The woman of the hour standing on second base, Haley Kripe. We talked to Coach McFalls earlier today. She said earlier in the morning she saw Kripe. Wow, another great play by Rollin. We'll come back with the rest of the story. But the comeback now is a situation that the Cougars are going to need to figure out. 6-1 Kansas lead. 2024 All Big 12 Softball Awards. Reese Atwood has been unbelievable. Obviously, all of these players have. Kilfoyle Hansen and Coach of the Year, Mike White.
I mean, just some incredible names right here. I mean, when you're looking at Big 12 numbers, those are the numbers that are flashing across your screen or your phone screen when you're checking scores, and just some incredible numbers, and we'll get to see all of them tomorrow.
Now, what a time to be a softball fan. Katie Ripa into the batter's box. Ripa grounded into a double play in the first at bat. Counts even at 1-1. sac fly that scored a run. Lone run of the game for Houston. Thanks to this young lady in the circle. Hamilton has been rolling, the lefty spins it. No problem for Kripe.
Kripe, have a day. Getting it done on both sides of the ball. I mean, 2 for 2 on the day and making some incredible defensive plays, making it look very easy out there. That ball was hit pretty hard.
And she, by the way, she got 5 RBIs today. That's a season high. We saw her earlier in the day, or we didn't see her. We talked to Coach earlier in the day. She said Haley Kripe passed her going to the gym early in the morning. She said she is one of the hardest workers on the team, just an absolute worker bee. And she's looking like she's got some power today.
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell that, that hard work is coming to fruition, and you love to see it.
Here is Paige Holsey. Right down the line, bobbled by Bagshaw. Regathers, steps on the bag. 2 down.
Batting out for Houston, number 12, Blair Butte.
Butte. That one almost had eyes. Fielded cleanly by Rozak, who guns her down. Lead is still 5-3 up, 3 down for Hamilton, who runs into the dugout and is rolling this afternoon. Job of spoiling teams' postseasons. They have the past 2 years beaten Baylor in the Big 12 tournament, and a disappointing year for Iowa State. Coach Pinkerton was very honest with us about that due to injuries, but they are not the team you want to see.
Definitely not the team you want to see, and right now is a time that they're trying to put things together, and so I think we're going to have a nice little matchup tonight.
Bagshaw rips it right down the line. Rowland snares it. She's been exceptional down at the hot corner.
Yeah, and this ball is roped, like no time for reaction. You talk about a hot corner, Rollins is on top of it. I mean, she didn't even have any time to move or flinch or do anything, but just catch that ball. Making it look easy out there. Shaking her head like, man.
Savannah DeRoche will be the pinch hitter.
Dutch advance pinch hitting for the Jayhawks, number 2, Savannah DeRoche.
Crafty senior steps into the batter's box. '77th pitch of the afternoon coming from Smith. Velocity's still there. Accuracy off. 1-0. Lifts it into right field. Holsey battles with the sun. 2 down.
That was a tough catch right there. I mean, just battling the sun. The sun is directly in Holsey's eyes, and you can see her taking off her shades, but she was looking right into the sun.
She doesn't have any problem with intensity. Remember, Coach was telling us that she is in the final stages of becoming a DEA agent when she wraps up things here That's pretty impressive.
So what am I talking about, sun? Yeah. Sun means nothing.
That is Paige Hulsey, an elite competitor, Coach told us. She plays pickleball like it's the College Softball World Series.
Those are the fun teammates, just the uber competitive ones and the ones that any type of competition, they're going to take it to heart, and just an incredible teammate that she's been.
One pitch coming. Ashlyn Anderson. There's Rollin again. Pats the glove and puts it away. Clean inning for Smith and Houston. Cougars trying to come back. And we'll come back with Jazz Rollin leading off the inning.
Keep your spring going.
Just showing that what her workout did this morning for her, getting it done at the plate.
This is a player that has 2 Grand Slams on the season and just a sophomore. And that's another thing that Coach McFall's touched on with us, that this is a team that, of course, the time is now. The anticipation for this season and the need and the want to make the postseason is so there, but they got a bright future too.
Definitely, their sophomore class. Talk about Kripe. We've talked about Bagshaw. A couple of great sophomores, and so when she looks to the future, she's so excited to see what this team can do. And definitely one of their goals coming into this season was postseason. But definitely seeing the youth that they have, I think that we're going to be hearing about Kansas for the next few years to come.
Hamilton breaking ball misses. And coming into this season, Coach McFall signed an extension at Kansas. This program headed in the right direction. They would love to take it into the postseason. Rollin rips it into right field. Shot in the arm from Jasmine Rollin.
Just notice Rollin's hands. I mean, she gets to this ball so quick. This is on the inner half. She turns on it. And what's so impressive about her swing is how short to contact she is. She doesn't have a lot of movement. She doesn't do a lot. She just is fast twitch, quick with the hands, and supplies a lot of power.
Here's Coleman, speaking of power. Beats it foul. Coleman singled and grounded to shortstop. Hitting .377 on the season with 8 home runs, 45 RBIs. With a chance to cut this lead in half with a single swing. Opposite field foul. On the afternoon for the Cougars. We just saw the third coming from Rollin, who was down at first base. 5 stolen bases on the season for Rollin, on a team that likes to stay aggressive.
In a normal situation, now would be a good time to run, but you're down by 5. You want to preserve your base runners, and you're coming in the core of your lineup, and so I would be a little bit conservative on putting runners in motion right now and try to get some hard hits, put them together.
Off and running because of what was almost a wild pitch. So that was exactly what you were talking about. Obviously an opportunity arose there, and Rollin took advantage.
And smart base running, yeah, absolutely. If the ball's in the dirt, absolutely take advantage of that. And I love the aggressiveness that I'm seeing from Rollin, and seeing that ball in the dirt and taking a stolen base.
As fast as you were, did that drive you nuts when you maybe, the Bruins were down, or a team you were on was down and they said, hey, you know, we don't want you going here?
Absolutely.
A dribbler and more showing off that cannon, throwing Coleman out. Home plate umpire Mike Burwell talking over with Vesely. Let's take another look.
It looked like it hit off of her foot, and she was in the box, so.
Some more great camera work from our crew here this afternoon in Oklahoma City. And that is Mike Burwell there, the home plate umpire, as he heads to take another look at this one.
Yeah, if you take a look, and once she makes contact and it goes down, it looks like it hits her foot because you can tell that it changes the direction.
I feel like we're talking over the Zapruder film here. You take another look at that. Some think it didn't. You think it did.
I think it hit.
I think it didn't. A lot of opinions out there. Our producer Stas Hall says it clearly hit. Here's another look. I'm going to say I don't think it did, and I'm wearing my glasses today.
Oh. So I'm thinking if it doesn't hit, that ball goes kind of cleanly.
Foul ball. The call was changed, and once again, I was wrong. And there she is. Coleman lives to swing away on another day.
Another chance. I felt that deep breath right there. Another chance.
All right, let's see if she can turn this into a turning point. Rolling down at second. Fouled away. Beautiful day here. OGE Energy Field at Devon Park. Just a sun-splashed afternoon. First of many games here from Oklahoma City. We are so excited to bring them to you. 0-2 count. Coleman ropes it to second base. Rozak can't find the handle. Everybody's safe.
And Coleman just taking full advantage of having another shot. I mean, this literally is a shot. She hits this ball so hard. And Rozak tries to make a good attempt to make this play, but I mean, this ball was a rocket. 2 base runners on for the Cougars.
Fouled away. There's Cantu. 286 on the season. Walked earlier in the game. Runners at the corners. Trying to change things. The swing of the bat. You see the score 6-1, but if you're just joining us, tense moments here in the softball capital of the world. Houston has hit for power all season long, and Cantu would like to here, but swings through another. 1-2 count. "47 RBIs on the season for Cantu. 8 home runs. Rolling at third. Coleman down at first base. Cantu pumps it into right field, coming over to make the play, and a nice one is Lindhoff. But coming home to score on the sacrifice fly is Rowan. RBI for Cantu. Houston staying alive.
And Lindhoff is playing a heck of a right field today. I mean, just battling the sun out there. This is the second play that she's made, and made some heads-up plays of just knowing where she is on the field. But she went a long ways to get that ball. That's a big out right there.
And that we just saw black on our screen. That's probably what she saw when she looked directly into the sun initially. Yeah. So Thomas is your batter, as we see Lindhoff. Coleman at first, fouled away. Casey Hamilton continues to just pump them into the batter's box. As we see Kennedy Thomas was hit by a pitch and grounded into a fielder's choice. But Hamilton, 18 complete games on the season. That's 20th in the country. Staring down the barrel of another one.
I think what she does so well is answer back. You know, anytime she's giving up a hit or, you know, a runner gets on, she immediately answers back. She gets ahead in the count. You never ever feel like the game is getting away from her.
National Pitcher of the Week in mid-March. And she recorded 2 wins over Baylor and 1 against Wichita State. This is a big-time play. Thomas can't get around on it, fouled away. And that's one of the more exciting things about the Big 12, and there is so much to be excited about, but there are superstars on every team.
Every team.
There's a reason to watch every game, multiple reasons.
Right. I mean, I think that's just what's made it so exciting. And, you know, earlier you and I were talking about, like, what's the best conference? I mean, I'm going to go and say Big 12 this year in this 2024 season. So many great players and so many great teams.
Off and running was Coleman, and she is gunned down. 12th stolen base that Lyric Moore has stopped from happening this season. Tops in the Big 12. She has done it all this afternoon.
Lyric Moore, I mean, she is just phenomenal today. I mean, especially behind the plate, and she's got a cannon. I mean, doesn't even hesitate, comes up throwing. This is a huge out.
Coach Vesley and the Cougars rolled the dice and came up snake eyes.
And I know you want to get something going. That's kind of what I was mentioning a little bit earlier, is just, you know, putting runners in motion, especially with this, you know, big deficit right now. You want to try to preserve those base runners. You're later in the game. You still have some of your big bats coming, and so not to run into outs.
2-2 pitch to Kennedy Thomas. Another strikeout for Hamilton. 6 of the afternoon. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Kansas is up 6-2. Trying to punch a ticket to the second round. Lyric Moore has had a lot to do with that possibility.
Keep your spring going.
Pete, this time in the season, it comes down to execution, timely hitting. If you have runners in scoring position, are you pushing those runs across? And you know that they're getting it done in the pitching circle. Hamilton has been holding her own in the circle, but it comes down to hitting with runners on base and that timely hitting.
5 of their 6 runs have come with 2 outs. Angela Price had a sac fly earlier today. Gets around on that foul. A beautiful day here in Oklahoma City. A slight breeze. There's no reason not to love the conditions today.
Yeah, this is like the perfect atmosphere. I mean, I'm like, you know, I need to go grab a box of popcorn, Coke.
Well, you can smell the popcorn.
Yeah, I can smell it. I can smell the kettle corn, so if you don't mind me over here.
You see the flags, the Big 12 flag, obviously, the Stars and Stripes. Many big events being held here at this stadium. Olympic trials, obviously the College World Series, Some heat coming from Smith. Price gets out of the way. I don't know how you laugh after that.
She had nowhere to go.
Two-two pitch coming from Smith. Roped back up the middle. Another base runner for the Jayhawks. Nobody out in the bottom of the sixth.
Little UTM hitting up the middle. 101. A beautiful piece of hitting by Angela Price. Just taking this ball and roping it right back up the middle of the field.
Bases on the season for Price. She is a speed merchant.
And I like this from Coach McFalls of having Limbaugh square for a bunt. Still trying to get some more insurance runs.
Limbaugh 2 for 3 today. Some more UTM hitting and an amazing play made by Lorenzo. Gloves it. Call on the field was out. There will be a review. Coach McFalls asked for it.
Yeah, I think Coach McFalls is going to say that Aguilar didn't have control of the ball. Or just, I think, that the ball, that she beat the ball there, I'm sorry.
So the call on the field out at second base. Nevertheless, how about this play?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Yeah, Lorenzo, I mean, again, just showing her range. And just to be able to have the savviness of not to panic and to still get that ball off. And
Lorenzo, so athletic, deep in the hole at shortstop. Was a high school basketball star in Katy, Texas, playing for Tompkins High School, and she's showing off some of that athletic ability and skill this afternoon. As Price takes a break and hopes to hang out at second base a little longer after the review. Safe. Third base umpire Leah Dahm makes the call. And Coach McFalls happy with it.
yeah, and just smart to run the review on that because, you know, by the naked eye, it did appear that she was out because she didn't slide.
Is that something that your coach to do, is to slide in a situation like that to make it look closer?
Absolutely, and I think what made her hesitate was the bobble, that she didn't think that there was going to be a play there.
Linduff moves the runners. One down. Second and third. And here is Lyric Moore again. Moore to Lorenzo. Looks the runner back to third. Cantu! Double play! Exceptional play by the Cougars. Gets Smith and company out of a jam.
That's a heads-up play by Cantu of seeing that runner going after she makes that out at first.
Has been rolling this afternoon. She is on the brink of her 19th complete game and the first victory in 11 tries for Kansas.
Yeah, she's been so impressive today. I mean, I think what stands out to me is her stopping the bleeding, her answering back. If she gives up a hit, she comes right back, getting ahead on hitters, throwing first or second pitch strikes, and it's just been such an incredible leader in the circle today.
Ahead 0-1. Just misses high. Aguilar scored a run earlier after a fielder's choice landed her at first base. 1-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. If Kansas can hang on and up 6-2, they would win their first game. Like I mentioned, they'll snap a 10-game losing streak. This is a team that was ranked in the top 20 earlier in the year and has been in free fall, playing some really tough series down the stretch. Was swept by BYU at home. I think that opened a lot of eyes this past weekend. But here they are now trying to regain and reestablish confidence and momentum. And this is the right time to do it.
Right, and that's the beauty of postseason. It's almost like you're clearing and having a fresh new start. This is like a brand new season. And, you know, when we talk to Coach McFalls of, you know, coming into this part of the season, she's like, we have the ingredients, we have what it takes. It's just, you know, sometimes, you know, you get so down, especially when we had all of those losses, 10 straight losses, is, you know, you start to get in your head, you start to doubt yourself. And so, you know, now it's, you know, putting it all together and just the belief has to be there. And I think, you know, so far today they have shown that they can get it done.
46 in the RPI are the Jayhawks. And we'll have an opportunity to really improve upon that again if they can hold on to this one and take on Oklahoma tomorrow. Rozak, Hoover, over to Bagshaw.
For the Cougars, number 23, Shelby Smith.
Texas Tech and Iowa State coming up at the conclusion of this game 30 minutes after. 4 games tomorrow. I mean, come on.
Here we go. Let's go.
I know where you guys are going to be. Hit sharply into right field. Linduff gets in front of it. But Smith is aboard, her second hit of the afternoon.
And Shelby Smith displaying another right side hitting, a little opposite field action and going right side, staying inside of that ball. Picking up hit number 2 on the day.
Hitting .330 on the season. And obviously her work in the circle and her determination and fight in the circle speaks for itself. With the Seton Hall transfer, we'll take a quick seat now for a pinch runner. Kayla Zaid down at first base. Repa with an RBI today on the sac fly. Would love to try to generate some more activity for the Cougars. Seventh pitch coming from Hamilton, and she is showing no signs of slowing down.
If anything, I feel like she has gotten stronger and better as the game has gone on.
Which is one of the things that you absolutely love to see in the circle if you're Jennifer McFalls.
And this pitch is an incredible location, down and out, backdoor curve. Just locating it.
Pop foul. Count goes to 2-2. Pete Souza and the gold medal winner, Natasha Watley. From OGE Energy Field at Devon Park in Oklahoma City, the softball capital of the world. Top of the 7th here. in the first game of the Big 12 tournament. Houston clinging to life. Base hit right back up the middle from Repa. Runners at first and second. Looks like
Yeah.
something fell.
And if you saw Zayd running from first to second, a whole bunch of cards just came flying out. She was hauling it over there, trying to get there, and maybe her sign cards that ripped out.
So down at second base is Zayd. As we hear the sounds of Slim Thug over the loudspeaker, here in Oklahoma City. And the reason I bring that up is we see the Jayhawks huddled around Katie Hamilton, but it brings up Paige Holsey. And Holsey, we mentioned, from Tomball, Texas, which is right up the road from Houston, a graduate in grad school here. 5th year in Houston. I mean, she is just as much Houston as Slim Thug is. You got to appreciate it. And here she
Love
is.
that.
Here she is. It might be, she doesn't want it to be, but could be her last at bat here for the Cougars. Is in the final stages of becoming a DEA agent. Coach Vesley told us that a few days ago. And so you can guarantee she will not go down without a fight. Holsey lays it down. Foul.
And I like the thought there. Holsey has a lot of speed, and defense is giving it to her, so take it, you know. Let's get that line up to the back of the top.
Holsey hitting .258 with runners in scoring position. Fouled away. And that somehow found its way into the dugout. How did she fight that off?
Yeah, she definitely goes down to get that, fights that off, but that was a shot right into the dugout, and it looked like it hit one of the players from Kansas.
Well, they do such a good job of putting the safety netting up. So we've just been alerted. Reports from our truck here is that hit Coach McFalls. And we're told off camera she's walking it off. Like a heavyweight boxer, Holsey continues to punch.
That's a good take right there.
That was a great pitch.
And this is Hamilton's changeup. And especially behind in the count, this is just a hard pitch not to fish at. And Holsey doing a good job of holding her hands back.
And in a scenario like this one where you can ill afford an out, check swing, down to third base they go. Umpire Leah Dunn says no.
And this is Hamilton's rise in. Just changing locations, changing eye levels.
2-2 pitch. Holsey. Flare back up the middle. Full house for the Cougars. One swing away from tying it after a masterpiece from Paige Holsey.
That is a remarkable at-bat by Holsey. I mean, this potentially being her last at-bat of her career. And what a battle. I mean, just seeing a lot of pitches and fisting her, pumping her fist as she runs down to first base. That is a big at-bat right there.
How about that smile? The shadows starting to set in here in Oklahoma City. But the Cougars trying to continue to shine. We see Coach Vesley with her arm around Lair Boutte, who will have an opportunity now with the bases loaded. And we talked about Boutte off the top of the broadcast and her ability to produce.
Yeah, and this is exactly where you want to be if you're Lair Boutte. I mean, you know, your first two at bats, you K, and, you know, you hit a hard ball to second base. She's just due, you know, she feels like she's on it, she sees it. But these are the moments that you live for, right? This is exactly where you want to be, top of your lineup, bases loaded, chance to get your team back into the game.
So bases are loaded. As Halsey has kept the fight going for Houston. Opportunity to change things with one swing of the bat. Boutte 0 for 3 today. Right down Main Street, takes a strike.
And if you're Lair Boutte, you know it only just takes one, you know. Whatever you're hunting, whatever you're looking for, just got to time it up, put one solid swing on it.
Hitting .364 with the bases loaded this season. 8 home runs. Coach Vesley told us, hey, we want to be wedding crashers. We want to kick in the door. An opportunity to do that here. 1-1 pitch coming from Hamilton. Shot back up the middle. Getting the glove on it is Kripe, but a run comes around to score. A 2-run score. Houston won't go away.
Battling to the end. That has got to feel so good. And such a big break for Houston and Lair Boutte. I mean, just fist this ball that is off the plate and fist it right back up the middle. Picking up 2 RBIs.
And it looks as though we will not see Hamilton's 19 has run the superstar to the dugout.
Number 11, Lizzie Ludwig.
Lizzie Ludwig into the game. 6 1/3 inning from Hamilton. 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. Turning the keys over to Ludwig.
And I like this change from Coach McFalls. You know, Ludwig is a great compliment to Hamilton. She's more down in the zone. Hamilton's more up, has that more curveball. So just will slow down the tempo a little bit for these Cougar hitters. And also with Ludwig, she's got some great off speed, and so she can disrupt the timing of the Cougars. It's a great time to do it.
Talking to Coach McFalls this morning, we talked about Hamilton, and then I asked her about Katie Brooks. She said, hey, hang on. Lizzie Ludwig is our change of pace in the circle, and she has done a terrific job. And so is that young woman. Casey Hamilton. Her side of the street is clean. She left it all out on the field and certainly did her job.
Yeah, she definitely should be proud. I mean, just an incredible performance from her today, and she's just been the leader in the circle, the senior for the Jayhawks, and has been doing it all season long, and would love to get this W for her team.
Jasmine Rollin will have the honors, hitting .348 on the year. 11 home runs, leads the team. 45 RBI. Takes ball 1. One for 3 on the afternoon. Excuse me, 1 for 2. The walk and a single. How do you approach the new pitcher if you're wrong?
So I would take a pitch. You have scouting reports, but you just need one pitch, and I would take a pitch, see what she's throwing. Because all the pressure is on her, especially right now coming in. She's already got 2 runners on.
The softball from Freeburg, Illinois, in the circle. Taken all the way to a 3-1 count. The leading run at the plate. Rollin would love it to be her, right? Takes ball 4. Bases are juiced. Coleman coming to bat 1 for 3 on the afternoon, hitting .377 on the year. And there's Coach McFalls, and now we turn the page back to the fact that this is a team that's been struggling a little bit, losing 10 straight, trying to avoid that here we go again mentality. Home runs on the season for Coleman, 45 RBI. Staring into the eyes of Ludwig. Takes ball 1. I got great news for you, Natasha. This is only game 1.
I know, right? We're like on the edge of our seats right here. I mean, I'm sweating up here.
Coleman waits. And those sounds you're hearing is the Houston Cougar dugout. Those ladies are on the top step. Crichton with the fielder's choice, a run does score. And the lead is shaped to 1 run. 2 outs, top of the 7th, runners on 1st and 2nd. Cantu coming to bat. You see the excitement from the dugout. Folks, this is college softball, postseason college softball. You can feel it in the air. Cantu takes a strike. Sack fly in her last at bat. 268 on the year, 286 rather. 8 home runs, 47 RBI. Leads his team. Dribbles it down to 3rd base. Anderson loses the handle.
And on this play, Anderson just looks like she got stuck on reading the hop and wasn't sure if she was going to go and get that force out at 3rd. And once she realized she was a little bit farther away from the bag and that she had to make the play, she kind of got stuck with her feet.
Can you believe this one from OKC? Kennedy Thomas is the batter. Thomas lifts it to shortstop, coming over to make the play and finish the game is who else? Haley Crichton. Makes perfect sense, right? A career high 5 RBIs and squeezes the last out for the Jayhawks to advance. What a game.
What a game. I mean, I'm up here sweating, Pete. And